Okay, if you have a sister or a brother, an older brother, and he's like 5 years older than you, and say he really thought he was so great, you'd say, "Get my book, get my shirt, get my studying wood, get me a pencil, get me a brush, get me." He'd push you around a lot, and you wouldn't like it too much.
It's it's a person that labors really hard for somebody who's lazy and doesn't want to do anything but sit down. Well, they come from Poland and places like that.
Like when you've got these chains on and you've been trapped by somebody else and you have to start digging or move all these carts with heavy stuff and all that. And like you dig for diamonds like in some caves or something and you like dig for other stuff and then they put it on the carts and you have to try and pull them or push.
This means like when Bruce Lee died, he swore to get the people that killed him, that were planning to kill him. Like, it's a theory that he's working as a farmer in Japan. He'll come back as a fighter in like 5 more years, and he'll kill the people that killed him. Like when he had a heart attack, which was made by the people that didn't like him. They put a little stuff that made you not breathe, and he couldn't breathe. And then the heart stopped pumping, and he died.
You want to get back at someone. You want to kill them. They did something that you don't like, and you want to give them a taste of their own medicine. You want to give it to them.
Say somebody punched me in the face one day at school. If I went back and socked him in the face the next day, I would get that word on him.
Someone who tells people what to do and like put that over there and put that sofa over there and make sure those trees are in place. And he pays the people there.
It's like the guy, he sits down in a chair and on the back it has sometimes it has his name on it, and he has a big cone, and he says like, "Get the set in." He says, "Straighten out the set," or stuff like that, and he says, "Ready, action," and they do the movie, and he sometimes says things like, "Get the play on, get it going faster," and we don't have much tape left and stuff like that.
This person usually says like lights, camera, action, and says cut, and it's always pointing at the cameraman usually, and it sits in a chair and it has a word on the back, and it's usually telling the actors what to do or anybody that's on TV what to do.
It's like you met somebody in high school and you really liked them and you thought you would really want to get married to them because you didn't like any of the other boys in the school. And you could ask them if you wanted to get married. And he said, sure.
or sheep. And he has to go to the church and ask permission if he could have one.
Say I was sitting in a train and there was like this much room between me and my friend, and this big fat guy came along and sat right there, and we were really squeezed up against the wall and we had no room, and we really couldn't wait until we got off, and we were so squished up, and we were trying to get up, but we were too tightly packed in to get up. And so we finally got up, and we were like, and we looked down on ourselves, and we were like 3 times smaller.
It's like when you have a romance, or you go out on a date that you've never met this, like you really don't, know this guy enough. But then it's like either love at first sight or puppy love. It's another word where you really like this guy, but you don't know if he really likes you. That's your problem. But you really like him.
Well, it's like you're happy. You jump up and down. Like in my mom's Jubilee, when they win a door prize, they jump up and down. Up, 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 and down, down, down. And then they really get so excited. They scream, they yell. Like on Family Feud, when they already win some money, they jump up and down.
Well, it's like you're really happy at yourself for doing something. You think you're so good, but it's not conceited and it's not vain. It's sort of a good form of that.
Maybe you passed a test in school, and that was a very hard test, and you feel very happy for yourself.
If somebody does something very special, like if they win the Olympics, let's say, they get a prize, and that prize is called this word. If they run the fastest, they get one because they were so good at it. And it's usually a cup or something, gold or silver. In second place, it's usually silver, or it could just be a toy because you were good.
My first name is Umut and my last name is Topjiolo. And it's when somebody's wanted, and to catch him, like they give you, if you catch him, they give you money and or gold and all, or a fortune or something, or maybe it's something like that. And if when you catch a bad person, they give something to you, something that's worth something. And like even if you but there's only one thing, like if you're a crook and you turn yourself in, they don't give it to you.
It's something like if you lose your dog, you can, and they put a sign up and say, lost dog. And then like, there's a little thing of money that they'll give you if you find the lost dog. Well, we have some in ourselves, and Dogs sometimes chew on some. But those that the dogs chew on are not ours. They're an animal's, like cows or something. It's something that's very heavy, and it's usually red, and it's made to build walls with, and usually there's lots of them in the walls.
That you put in the refrigerator, and it's one big, it's like rectangular shape, and it's you usually melt it on sometimes popcorn. You add salt to it, and that's.
It is something that floats in the sky. It's white. It can be fluffy or dark. It can be black. It can cause rain, snow, or good weather.
It's a metal tube that was used in wars to fire large pieces of metal that could blow up anything or anyone that they wanted to blow up or kill.
It's a little place where it's a special place in your house, and it's a little. You keep all your old stuff up there that you don't use anymore, and people like to go up there when they're feeling sad or something, and they want to get away from other people.
This is when you want to get married, except you don't want your parents to know about it. So you run away and get married, and nobody knows about it. And then maybe when you're older and you know your parents would be angry at you, you come back.
It's a car that's run by that's owned by a certain company, and they hire a driver for it, and it takes people to where they want to go when they flag it down, and it has a meter in it.
A big round thing that when you have you could blow one of these. It's round, and if you have a lot of them, you can get big ones, and you can make little ones. And if somebody sticks their finger in, it will pop.
It's like when the Indians try to fight them. He's a good person. He has a white hat, probably, white clothing. Sometimes really guns and horses. Like the Indians don't have guns.
It's a animal that it's sometimes yellow and black, and it has wings, and it flies around and gets honey from flowers, and it'll sting you.
It's usually made of twigs, and they can bring string, and they even bring paper sometimes and put it in there. And it's a bird's home.
It has a flat tail that curves up sometimes, and it flaps its wings but can't fly very well. It has webbed feet, and it can swim in the water, and it has babies that can swim as soon as they're born almost.